On today's show,
predictions have been made. We'll each make our case for why the Warriors or the Cavs can win it all.
Trey Kirby will join us live from Oracle Arena to fill us in on the vibe leading into the series.
And we'll look into our crystal ball to make some bold Game 1 predictions.
It's Thursday, June 4th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to the starters. Whether you're listening to the podcast, catching us on YouTube, watching us on NBA TV, we're very, very happy to have you. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
Happy NBA Finals Day to everyone around the world.
Oh, finally, it's here. To our left, the international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friends.
Lily. And Trey Kirby, of course, not here at the desk. He'll be joining us a little bit later in the show, live from the Oracle Arena. He's got a few goodies in store for us. Can't wait for that. But first, yes, basketball. Remember basketball, guys?
Yeah, last season.
Do you remember how it's played? It's been a while since we've had the playoffs, but Game 1 of the NBA Finals gets underway tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern on ABC. It's the Cavaliers, it's the Warriors, and you, hopefully like us, are very excited for this. And you can, of course, catch all the post-game analysis and the press conferences after that game here on NBA TV or on NBA.com. On yesterday's show, we broke it down. We got into some key questions about these finals, and in the end made our predictions, and you see them there. Tass and Trey saying Dubs in 6. I'll go a game less. I'm saying the Warriors in 5. Lee going Cavs in 6. And look, I think from a lot of what I've read and just talking to people, a lot of people are split on this. There are a good faction of people going Warriors, good faction amount of people going for the Cavs, which makes for an interesting finals. Those were the predictions. I want to sort of break the reasons down why you're picking them. Why are you saying the Warriors in 6?
I think the Warriors are just going to feel comfortable in this series. I don't think the Cavs will make them feel uncomfortable, and that's when the Warriors are bad, because when they are comfy, they are fantastic. We're looking at the last couple series. Memphis made them feel a bit uncomfortable, getting a little physical. Klay Thompson took a shot when he was uncomfortable that he should never, ever take. They just looked odd in that series, and that's why Memphis got a couple. Houston played fast, and I think Golden State tried to play a little fast, and that's when they were turnover prone. They got one, and there was a couple close ones that Houston could have got. I think Golden State's just going to feel really nice against Cleveland, who plays really slow and doesn't do a lot of what Houston does. I think Golden State will sort of be in their groove. As Warriors assistant coach Luke Walton said, when we don't do stupid curse word, we're really curse word good. Right. And I think that's what the Warriors are going to be in this series. They're just going to look like that 67-win team. Yeah,
pace is going to be sort of interesting in this series. You've got the Warriors, as everyone knows, up and down offensively. A great defensive team, too, but they like to push the ball, fast break points, leading the postseason in that. And then the Cavs, exact opposite. You know, they'll slow it down. And they're not looking to get a whole lot of fast break points. They want to run their offense mainly through LeBron.
I think we're going to see the Dubs just pass the ball around a ton. They're going to get up to that sort of 300 pass mark, which when they get to, I feel like they're unstoppable. I feel like they can get a couple, the Cavs can get a couple, but not enough.
Statistically, they are very good when they move the ball, but I think for the first game in the series, especially after a long layup, there could be a little bit of rust from both sides. And I think so that early on, that could favour Cleveland a little bit as everyone's just still trying to get back into that flow. But again, the Golden State Warriors have done everything. They've ticked every box this year. They're deep. They're healthy. They're very well coached, very well organised. They've got everything going for them right now.
And obviously a big reason why the Cavs are going to win and why some people just don't even really think about it is just the fact they have LeBron James.
Right.
And that's obviously a monstrous thing going into this series. But it can also sort of be a detriment because they just focus on going through LeBron over and over and over again. It's starting to look like the 07 Cavs team where he was phenomenal, obviously, but now did they just get by because they were playing weaker defenses, and now this Golden State defense will be able to sort of focus on LeBron a little bit more and take away the rest of the guys because everybody sort of seemed to double him, and that's when LeBron makes you pay. But in the isolation situations here, LeBron has not been shooting the basketball very well. Obviously, in the post, he is still dominant LeBron.
Yeah, 37% though, overall in isolation plays in these postseason, and this is something we talked about on yesterday's show. I think we've gotten so caught up a little bit in how the Warriors slow LeBron James, and you send a double or you play him straight up with a Barnes or Iguodala, that we're forgetting a little bit about the other side of the ball, and it's how the Cavs slow Steph Curry. It's sort of gotten pushed to the side, and this is the MVP, and a guy can go for 30, 40, even 50 on the right given night. No problem. And it's a bit of a nightmare matchup if Kyrie Irving is not 100%, which we're led to believe, he is a little bit hobbled. Even if he was healthy, Kyrie not known for really fighting through screens, talking to his big man in pick and roll situations the best. That was going to be difficult as it is. A hobbled Kyrie Irving, that could be dangerous.
But the other thing about Steph Curry is he's not out there gunning for his shots either. He's more than happy to facilitate the offense if he gets doubled, if they try to trap him and get the ball out of his hand. So it's not like he's going to come down and be looking to bounce off 3 or 4 screens if that's the offense that they're running. He's happy to say, okay, other guys, you can do it. Harrison Barnes, Klay Thompson. He's going to want to get those guys going early on. It's very important for his confidence that those make a few baskets as well.
And Curry just waits for the ball to come back to him.
Yeah.
Half of his shots, his made shots, are assisted. Half.
Yeah.
Wow. Only a quarter of LeBron's made shots are assisted. That's a huge, huge gap. LeBron takes it upon himself. Curry just sort of makes it happen. And yeah, you can't really hide Kyrie in this series. I think Kyrie just has to be extremely frustrated with the way his knee is going. After the Hawks series Eastern Conference Final, he said, I mean, I'm starting to feel great. I feel great like immediately after, but it was in those 2-3 days afterward where he didn't feel great. And now I think at some point he's just got to get really frustrated by this whole thing. And it's got to get to him at some point.
Yeah, let's not forget though, Kyrie scored 55 and 57 this year. I know,
but he's not Kyrie right now.
Yeah, but let's say he is. I mean, we don't know for sure how he is until we see him on the court tonight. Yeah. He's capable of doing some damage down the other end as well.
That's
and
fair.
Steph Curry or whoever's going to defend him, they have to watch out because he's got unlimited range as well.
The reason I lean towards, I guess, a shorter series, Warriors in 5. I know, we posted this yesterday. People are you nuts? What's wrong with you? A lot of people think this is going to go 6 or 7. I just think we're forgetting how dominant this Warriors team is. Yes, the Cavs have LeBron, and yeah, they're going to hope for a big J.R. Smith game, and yeah, they're going to hope that Tristan Thompson can continue to kill teams on the glass, but this squad, they're going to have to split. Let's be honest. They're going to have to split one of these first 2 games in the Oracle. And then likely, let's say, probably have to win like a Game 7 situation on the road. This is a team that just rarely loses at home. They're 46-3 this year when you count the postseason at home. They rarely lose there. They've never lost 4 games in any sort of 7-game stretch. I mean, you're asking a lot here. And LeBron, he's played dominant teams before in the finals, and Tom Ziller had a great post on this at SB Nation, and of course he's a Basketball Reference there to help him, just pointing out how much better these Warriors are, 2015 Warriors, than other teams LeBron's seen in the finals, be it the 07 Spurs, 2014 Spurs, and so on. They're much better when you're really looking at the scoring margin. This isn't just a run and gun and hope Curry and Klay hit a whole bunch of threes and that's how they'll win. No, they're the best defense in the league.
Absolutely, and that's why they deserve favoritism going in. But for me, I just keep coming back to LeBron because whatever defense that the scheme that the Warriors throw at him, he can exploit it. One-on-one, he can take on anyone, double him, then he has got options on the perimeter. But also, in 21 series, the last 21 series LeBron's played, he's won a game on the road. So he knows how important it is to seize control of this series early on, win one or both of these games if he can in Cleveland, in Golden State, and give himself a chance to win this series in 6 in Cleveland. I think that's his best chance of winning.
So you're taking the Cavs in 6, and like anyone taking the Cavs, it starts with LeBron James with you, as you just said, depending on how they play him and how he can try and pick them apart. Yeah. But, I mean, you even believe a guy that can go, like LeBron can go for 45, but if the Warriors shut down your Smiths, your Shumps, and those guys, that's going to be enough?
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's hard to know how that 45 would come about. Remember against Boston in 2012, he had that massive game of 45 points that went on to win that series for them. But the thing is, for me, LeBron has been there before. He knows what it takes. He's experienced, he's big, he's strong. He has to put pressure on the Golden State Warriors defense from the start by attacking, maybe getting someone like Draymond Green into foul trouble, maybe getting Harrison Barnes into foul trouble, upsetting their rhythm. We know when he attacks, nobody can stop him. And we know how that changes the outlook of a game if he does it early on and he does it often.
I think one advantage for the Warriors going up against LeBron is they just faced a ball-dominant player in James Harden, and they allowed Harden to go off for a couple big games in 45 and 38. And I like Steve Kerr's mentality of just allowing Harden to keep going, doing what he had to do, score 40, but take away those other guys. But LeBron obviously has some motivation in this series. I think he thinks about Game 1 in San Antonio last year, the way he went through Crampgate and the way he didn't feel right against the San Antonio Spurs. They nearly took 2 games.
Yeah.
Nearly took 2 games in San Antonio. And then we're talking about a whole different series. We're probably talking about Miami still with LeBron James on that team. And I think that's a motivating factor, and that's obviously something LeBron thinks about. But
my one concern with Cleveland is when LeBron sits, and he probably will only sit 3 or 4 minutes a game. But when he goes down, especially if Kyrie is hobbled, that really does leave Cleveland open.
Well, that's funny about that, though, is over the last little while in this postseason, when LeBron sits, the Cavs are dominant. They've been unbelievable, and you're looking at their points per possession, to 100. It's crazy. I don't think that continues.
No, it's called the Eastern Conference for a reason.
Yeah, well, but look, he's won 5 straight Eastern Conference championships. I mean, I don't think we can disrespect the East that much.
No,
he's done it with 2 different teams, 2 different coaches, different players. You know, the Chicago Bulls, a lot of people had them as the Eastern Conference favourite. Atlanta Hawks were a very, very good team this year. So I think it's a little bit disrespectful to say, well, it's just against.
Well, what I'm getting at is one guy is not going to beat a better team. So LeBron needs to have support from these guys. He needs, like, again, I hate to keep harping on it, but he is really going to need to get your quote-unquote J.R. Smith game or a Shumpert game.
Which we've seen in the playoffs.
Or a James Jones game.
We've seen that as well.
Have to get those.
Yeah, I know, but we have seen them. We have seen them in the playoffs so far. They've been very, very good.
All right, well, we got to take a break. When we come back, Trey Kirby joining us live from Oakland, California with Kendrick Perkins. We'll find out. Welcome back to the starters. All right, let's get the 4th member of the team here joining us live from the Oracle Arena in Oakland, ready for game 1. It's Trey Kirby. Trey, can you hear us?
Hey-o.
Hey-o. I guess so. That's a yes. Kirby, you made your way to Oakland. I'm sure you're excited for game 1. Did you take any of the sights and sounds, at least of practice or the media availability or what have you?
Well, people are just super excited here, as you can imagine. It's been a week off for everybody, so the practices were pretty fun just because everybody was loose, and it just seemed like everybody was excited to be playing basketball. Again, the Warriors, to me, seemed like they were ready to get going, wanted the game to get started already. It was fun to watch them in practice because everybody shoots threes. It's not just the guards or Draymond Green. You've got Maurice Spates and David Lee and Onion Kuzmic, the big Kuz shooting threes from the corner. Also thought it was interesting they were asked about keeping Tristan Thompson and Timofey Mozgov off the glass, and they're pretty confident they can do it. Like Andrew Bogut pointed out, they won the rebounding battle for their previous 3 series. Something to watch for sure. The Cavs, on the other hand, were even more loose. I thought LeBron was just joking around the entire time he was there, just cracking everybody up. But the best part were their fashions. LeBron showing up in some liquid gold shoes was the colorway according to Nike. A Nike Tiempo 94, just shutting down the whole place. Everybody couldn't stop looking at him. J.R. Smith went with the classic Rasheed Wallace backwards jersey. I also like that he tucked his pants into his socks, though. Looked very much like Aladdin to me.
Those are definitely pants. Yeah, they're not
yeah,
shorts.
Those are definitely pants. Hilarious look, but the winner of the day was Iman Shumpert, who has taken his 90s obsession to a new level, chopping off the legs of his shorts, making right up a little bit in the backside, but just an incredible look. According to ESPN's Dave McMenamin, he's been doing that since the conference finals, and it seems to be working.
He looks a little bit like Rex Chapman there with that look, with the spandex.
Classic.
Or he's going to play tennis.
Okay, so you obviously got some photos. You're down there on the court. Do you have a chance to talk to any of the guys?
Yeah, definitely. My favorite guy to talk to, though, I spotted him right at the end of media availability before practice was getting ready, was Kendrick Perkins. I only had a couple seconds with him, but I thought we talked about something very important for this finals.
And you could give me like a 30-second tutorial on how to give like a real tough guy face.
I mean, you just got to think. You ready? You just
I'm ready.
Think of somebody or something you don't like before you hit the court.
All right.
So, I don't know who I don't like. It's a lot of people I don't like, but you just gotta, the eyebrows gotta come down and something with the mouth, you know. You gotta have that wrinkle right here in your face, so, you know.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
The beard helps, I feel like.
Yeah, you got it.
You got Kendrick to laugh.
Yeah, I thought it went pretty well. Things turned out very well from a Mean Mug standpoint. I think I'm going to be able to use those tips he gave me as my life continues just to frighten people, you know, get that eyebrow wrinkle going. But like you're saying, Tass, we actually caught Kendrick Perkins smiling on camera. People say it couldn't be done, but look at those just delightful smiles on both of our faces. Just 2 mean guys having a laugh.
And just so everyone knows, Trey Kirby, 7 feet tall. We're very close. You guys look like the same height there. It's very weird. I know you're a big guy.
It's all hair.
Yeah, it's all hair. You're right. You're right. All right. So one of the things, Trey, we sent you to the finals last year, and every time we would have you on, we would present a challenge for you. So to refresh everyone's memory, we had you last year. You had to find a mariachi band, which you successfully did. Then we asked you to find like someone in a Matt Bonner jersey. You did one better. You took a photo of Matt Bonner himself. We asked you to hit the Spurs' infamous training hill, and you were sweating a little bit, but you did get up there. We asked you to take a selfie with a celebrity. You gave us Sage Steele of ESPN. It was fine. Then we, for some reason, asked you to hit the beach in a Speedo.
We all won that day.
Yeah, everyone was the winner there. And another
agile.
one, we asked you to take down this monstrous sandwich in San Antonio. I guess it was called the three-pointer sandwich.
Three-pointer, yeah.
I'm sure you're still feeling that one. So we're going to continue with the challenges, and we think we have a pretty good one here for game one. MC Hammer, a big Warriors fan, usually at a lot of the games. We want you to track down MC Hammer, and specifically, you know, if you get a selfie maybe or a little bit of a video talking to him, but we would really like for you to get MC Hammer to give a shout out to NBA TV's Vince Cellini, who we've seen multiple times drop the hammer dance.
Hammer.
That's right.
Hammer.
Just put him in the mix with Shaq in 3D. So, your challenge, again, game one, if MC Hammer is there, we hope he will be there at the Roracle. Find him and have him give a shout out to Vince Cellini. Are you up for the challenge?
That sounds like an excellent challenge to me. I've been a huge MC Hammer fan for about 20 years. I've got a lot of questions to ask him, so this will just be a minor part of the things we talk about.
Excellent, excellent. Trey, thanks so much for joining us. I know we'll talk to you a little bit later.
Wow.
Trey is getting caressed. Unfortunately, we have to go to break. Bad timing on that guy's part. Come on back. Bold predictions with the starters next. Back with the starters right before we were going to break. Yes, that's gotta be Shaq caressing Trey Kirby's beard down on the Oracle Arena floor. Trey's loving it.
There's probably some beard envy there. I don't think Shaq can grow that.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so let's get to some game one bold predictions here. A few facts. Game one winner of the NBA Finals goes on to win the series 71% of the time.
But they lose 29%.
That's right, that's good math. LeBron James, 0-3 all-time in road game ones in the NBA Finals. But LeBron, each of the last 9 times LeBron's team has won game one of a series, they've gone on to win. So, of course, game one is pretty important. Let's get to some bold predictions, though. Give me a bold prediction, Taz, for game one.
Yeah, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I think the Cavs do get one in the Oracle, whether it's game one or game two, but they're going to go home with the split. The Warriors sometimes get a little ahead of themselves when playing at home. They play a little too loose, maybe trying to appease to their crowd a little bit, and they start turning the ball over. As you saw against the Houston Rockets, they turned over 15 and 16 times in game one and two. They tend to make the more difficult pass at times sometimes. They just know that they can win at home, and sometimes they make mistakes. Against the Grizzlies as well, game two, they had 20 turnovers. They lost that game. So I think the Cavs are going to steal one. I think you can chalk one game up to not having that experience. In the finals, they're going to get a little bit loose, a little bit tight at times, and Cavs will go home 1-1.
All right, cheating a little bit because you're not saying they lose game one.
At least I'm picking a winner.
All right, fair enough. Lee, what do you got?
It's about winning.
Give me a real bold prediction. Control B this. Come on.
I think the teams will combine to set a new record for most three-pointers made in a finals game. Currently, it's
tonight?
Yes, currently it's 25. At the moment, this season, in the playoffs, they're averaging around 22 combined, so about 10.5 and about 11.5. And, I mean, this is the season for the three-point shot. We know that. We know Clay and Steph themselves, they could easily go for 6 each. There's 12. They're going to need Shumpert to get a few, JR to get a few, LeBron to get a few. Hasn't been shooting it that well, but he just needs to knock in a couple.
Earlier you said, what about the layoff, though, having, you know, some effect on both these teams?
It could, but then again, maybe they're both fresh and ready to go as well.
Okay.
So
well, these two teams shoot the most threes in the playoffs thus far, so it makes sense.
25, that seems low to me. Actually, based on the way that the game is played this season especially, I think we could get 30 tonight.
All right, that's a good prediction. My bold prediction is Klay Thompson is going to have a podium game tonight. And because we're coming off the whole injury there in the last game of the Western Conference Finals, he gets the knee to the head, you know, later diagnosed as a concussion. He was throwing up after that game, but we've had so much time off. He's been cleared to play. He's likely going to play in every game that follows. You can't imagine there's going to be too much hangover from any sort of injury because of that. And I think because he is not going to have to be chasing around a guy like James Harden or putting so much energy defensively into that end of the floor, it's going to be a little easier that he's going to have a podium game. What does that mean? 25-plus points, whole bunch of threes. I think Klay Thompson is going to come out, silence sort of not the critics, but the people wondering how he is after the injury and how he was after that sort of poor Western Conference Finals. He didn't shoot the ball particularly well through the first couple of games. He got it going in the last two. I think it continues. So Klay Thompson, podium game.
Does he take Riley Curry up there with him?
Interesting.
If he's up there and Steph's not, we've got to see Riley Curry in the playoffs, don't we? So
in the finals?
Yeah.
I mean, she is the story of the playoffs thus far. But I would like to see Clay have a great game because he hasn't been himself this entire postseason. He's been good, but he hasn't been Clay-like quite yet. I mean, he's been good. He hasn't been great.
He hit 10 combined threes of the last 2 games, so he did get it going.
That's when he stepped up. Yeah, when Steph went out, he did step up. That's definitely when he stepped up.
So let's hear from you guys. Let's hear your bold predictions for Game 1. Let us know on Twitter. Hashtag the starters.
I think it's clear I made the boldest prediction.
Hedging.
Yeah, definitely hedging. When we come back, Lee.
Yes.
You're going to run us through some of the greatest Game 1 finals performances in NBA history.
Awesome.
Looking forward to that.
I can't wait.
Oh, you didn't know you were doing that?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Back to the starters. Lee, we will have a very solid play on tomorrow's show. But until then, you've got some memorable Game 1 performances in NBA Finals history.
Yeah, first one is Game 1 of 1980. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar lit up the Philadelphia 76ers. 33 points, 14 rebounds, 6 blocks, and 5 assists.
This is like a Woolboy segment.
Yeah, it was, yeah, and this is before the goggles as well. I mean, Kareem, he was an amazing player, and that's just one of the games he really dominated. 21 years later, Sixers and the Lakers again. It's the smallest guy in the court, Allen Iverson, goes for 48 points in the overtime victory. Of course, you remember this game for this play especially. Over Tyronn Lue, and then he just steps over in disgust.
Tyronn Lue, an assistant today.
Yeah, he is.
Didn't Shaq have like 44 in this game?
Yeah, that was the only time the Lakers lost in the playoffs in 2001. But Game 1 from 1990, Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons looking for back-to-back championships. About 7 minutes ago, they're down 10, and then Isaiah just takes over, hits threes, jump shots, layups, free throws, steals, finishes with 33 points. The Pistons go on to win. One of the most amazing performances that I've ever seen.
There it is. Can't wait for you to run us through Game 2 memorable performances. Thank you, Lily. There it is, Game 1 of 2015. Gets going tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, ABC, Cavs and Warriors. Can't wait. Tomorrow, we got a whole lot coming for you guys. We've got the Starters hour-long podcast, The Drop. It'll be up on iTunes and the blog pretty early in the day. And then later on, 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll be back here to break down in great detail Game 1 of those finals. So join us here.
Basketball is back.
Yes.
Thank heavens. Thank you for joining us today, folks. And remember, saying their names as Shaq O'Neal, Chuck Barkley, and Ken Smith will never sound normal.
Brace the night, people, and embrace those beards.
Oh, there's Shaq O'Neal. I wonder if he's wearing all 4 rings.